Hey guys, RC here, back with just a little video update for this mod called Sim Settlements. Uh, Actually, let me pull it up here. This is, I was looking up some other mods earlier today. So I should have had this ready, so I apologize. But I've done a couple of videos. This is by a mod author called Kingath. He also has another mod out called Salvage Beacons. Highly recommend that mod. That might be my favorite mod ever. But this one is really coming into its own. It's a relatively new mod. Um, Actually, I guess that was last year. So it's only been up for, about 6 months, which is surprising given the how long the game's been out. But man, this has been a mod that I have really loved. So if you want, he has some videos out for sure. I've put some other videos out. So let's just take a look. I just kind of wanted to show you. I've started a new playthrough. This is a complete new playthrough. I'm at Starlight Drive-In, and instead of building your own housing, you just plop down these settlement, just like in Sim City. And you can see here we have 3 houses up, and all 3 of them look completely different. And this one, I love it because it ties in that capsule, the little trailer. And if you look on the slab here, it actually uses the frame of a car with some tires to prop it up. Now, I've gotten a little more information from the mod developer. So basically, all of the tiles in the game here, and we can come back, they show up in your special tab. And they're just, if you've played The Sims, that's all they are, is these blank tiles with an arrow for for the direction you want it to face. So that's an agricultural tile. We have commercial plots, so you have a flat one if you're on a flat surface, and you have with foundations, a concrete and a wood foundation to tie in with whatever building style you're using in your settlement. Then you have industrial. These are basically replacements for the scavenger's bench, just an improved scavenger's bench, and they also provide a little more scrap. And then you have residential, again with the concrete and the wood and the flat surface. And all you do is plop it down, and you'll see it requires electricity and a person. Well, with the mod, the game will automatically assign it. So you can see I've got 9 beds, 7 people. So you can see I've got this 4th plot here, and it does not have a person assigned to it because nobody needs a bed. So as I get more settlers, they will rent this location, and they pay you rent every month in game. So you will actually get money from that in your workbench. So let's just kind of come in and take a look at these, and I want to point out that they're all different. Let me turn the light on. So he's actually got a toilet seat with a piece of plywood on it. Now you cannot loot any of these things. They're all decorations built into the game, but each one is unique. And you can actually add your own design to the mod, and he gives you credit. And how does he do that? Well, on the power pole, you can look at the plaque, and it will tell you the design name. This is a trash trailer by Kingath, and it pays 1 tax, takes 1 power, and it decreases your defense by 1. All right, and what will happen is each one of these tiles has 3 tiers of development. So as your settlement develops, they will then come and tear this down or add on to it, and you can eventually end up with 2 or 3-story structures if you have the space. So here's a second example, just a little hovel, mattress, tire seat, a desk, food, and he is evidently some kind of a gatherer. He pushes the cart around and just picks up stuff. And again, as you know, the whole goal he said of this mod was to kind of bring your settlements to life. You know, whenever you build a settlement yourself, when it's done, you've seen everything because you're the one that built it. Because this is always in progress, it gives you a reason to come back to the settlement and see what's going on. And you'll get little pop-ups, just like I got the little pop-up about my salvage team returning to Sanctuary. That's part of the Salvage Beacons mod. You'll get a pop-up that, hey, a settler in Starlight Drive-In has completed a, finished building a residence or something. And so, you can come back. So the next time I come back, that food will be gone. So it will actually show that he's been living in the house and he's been doing things. This guy's got, some canned goods on his shelf. He's eating, looks like a mole rat leg, corn, and some kind of kebab. Boy, he must be well off. He can afford the good stuff. And so I've got this other house here, but you can see all three houses look different. That's incredible. I love that. Really, really like this mod. If we come out here, I came out to the edge and I've built this salvage area, this industrial area, so you can see they're starting to add scrap out here. And again, you don't have to do anything to this. They will scrap and it will end up in the workbench. Now this pays a tax rate of 2, and it gives you a scavenge bonus of 2. So I don't believe you have to have a scavenge bench. They just work there instead. And then here we've got a commercial that they've turned into a bar. No caps, no service, and what I've noticed is the sign changes. So it's a spirits, but the sign will change. I had one that said no synths allowed. I had one that's was advertising a drink. So they've just got the little bar in here, and they'll assign a worker. All I did here was I've just added another 2x2 platform foundation, added a couple of tables and chairs, a couple of grills at the corner for a little gathering area, and I had this speaker that was here at the drive-in, and it popped in there, and I said, that's kind of cool. I'm going to leave that there. Maybe it's like an order device. Maybe they can actually place drink orders from the bar, from their table. So that's like a VIP table, because the other one does not have one. So I thought that just looked kind of neat. Oh, I wanted to move these ashtrays up here. No big deal, but let's see, right there. And come on. Oh, you know why? Because that is on their foundation, not mine. So you can't really build on the commercial plot. You want that to be all developed, because eventually it could take up that whole space. It could get taller. So that's the only other one that I have not done is agricultural. And I did cover this in one of my other videos. The reason I have not done agricultural yet is I am not going to do that until I start having a lot of extra people in my settlement. And here's the reason. Whenever you plant regular food, now see that guy is assigned to the scrapyard over there. If you've played Fallout, which I'm sure you have if you're watching this video, so your normal settler assigned to food can handle 6 crops or 6 production worth. So I have 18 food being produced, so I have 3 settlers tied up in food production. Well, when you use the agricultural plot from Sim Settlements, each plot only produces 2 food, and then the settler can only work 1 plot. So instead of producing 6 food, they'll produce 2 food. So right now, where I have 3 workers producing 18 food, those same 3 workers would only be producing 6 food. And in the early going, you don't have enough settlers to handle that kind of, lack of volume. But as you get, higher and higher with more people, you're going to end up with sometimes 10 people just standing around. So it's a good way to add some food production, to keep people busy, and and give just some more life to the settlement, because they'll be out working on that agricultural plot. So again, I just love how this is looking. As I said, it's a relatively new mod, so he is still very active in adding to this and expanding it. He is actually looking for people to help him design new structures for houses and businesses, and he will give you credit on the post. No, I do not want to cancel that. Where is... Well, oh, that's why I have to be out of the workshop. All right, so that one's by King Gath. This is going to be a metal prefab. So it looks like he's done most of these, so that'll be a metal prefab like this one, I think. Well, that's a toupee shack. So I don't know exactly how many he has, but you can see it certainly rotates, and it's all random. I do know, like the agricultural plots, you do not control what gets planted. At least I don't think you can. I have not seen a way to do that. Now, the only problem with that is if you want a particular crop for production, then that may not be the best way to go. But again, you're not going to be using that until later, and it will probably be just additions to the people you already have farming your regular crops, like we have over here, and like we've done all, with vanilla all the time. So so you have the industrial up there doing scrap salvage, the commercial over here, and different types of commercial. The houses look different, and these all expand on their own and grow on their own. So and that's what the bars on the left are. That's a completely different mod. It's a HUD display, but the bars are basically to show what's taking place, as far as your settlement and what the needs are. So it's it's basically your fulfillment meter, and they basically all have to be filled up in order to have your settlers be completely happy and progressing. It's an added difficulty, basically, is what it is. So but that's actually something that this is very customizable too. If you don't like that extra difficulty, you can turn that off, and everything still works the same, but I guess they will improve faster. Now, I have not had anything reach a level 2 stage, so what I don't know is if each house only maintains one person still at that point, if a larger house will maybe sleep 2 people or 3 people or 4 people. I don't know that. But that's a possibility, because I believe the way the agriculture works is you start off with the plot producing 2 food, but then as it goes up, you probably go to 3 or 4 food at tier 2 and tier 3. So anyway, wanted to show that to you. Just kind of trying some new things out with this particular mod. Really enjoying it so far. And man, let me tell you, it's... The one thing is, I think we all probably like settlement building, but once you've actually built a settlement by hand and you've gone all out to do it yourself, it's really difficult to get motivated to do it again. So in this, you get the ability to still build. Like if I go up here to the entrance, I mean, I can still, I've actually built this little fortified entryway, right here. I haven't put in the fencing yet, but I will. You know, to try to close off this area here. Um, but you can still do a little bit of building, but you don't have to build as much. You know, I mean, basically, if you think about it, all the businesses, all the houses, a lot of that sleeping area is, and businesses, your shops and stuff, is a large percentage of what you're building in the settlement. And so this takes that away, and then it brings it to life. It actually does a lot of the upgrades and everything on its own. Um, so it leaves you to do some of the adding on. So like right here's a great example where I put this down, the commercial plot, but then I came and I added on this seating area. Just to tie in with the bar, so they had outside seating service if they got crowded. So you know that's what I'm talking about. You can still do some creative things to add um, to the settlement, and that's something I like too. The lights are actually powered um, on that commercial. I didn't place that. It's actually powered up. I don't guess these had lights. No, those are just power junctions, so no lights. So you know you can come and put put power junctions on the connectors on the buildings. You can put lights inside. You can certainly do all that. You can drop a light post right on the edge here to give some light in the area. So it takes away a lot of the minutia of the settlement building that I think you can get burned out on very easily, especially after you've done it, you know, 6 or 7 times. Um, and this allows you to focus a little more on the gameplay, but then also become more of a bystander, kind of observing what your settlers are doing. And that's the really great thing. It brings, a lot of people complain that, hey, the settlers are just standing around, they're not doing anything. Well, I mean, this has, actually out working on the scrap pile, actually working, in the bar and building their house. And, you know, rarely do you see people at their house when you build it and put beds in it. People don't go there because it's not theirs, quote unquote. But in this one, this guy came and he built the house himself. And, so you're going to find him kind of hanging out in here on occasion, and not just at night when he's sleeping. He'll eat his meals there. So I really like what this is doing. And so hey, anyway, thanks for checking out the update. I'll probably pop a couple of these as I see things progressing with the mod, as I see what some of the buildings do. I'm excited for that. But yeah, this is a mod that I'm highly recommending that you check out. Anyway, thanks for watching, and we will see you next time.